Hey guys, language arts today. Verbs, 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 more verbs. Y'all sick of verbs yet? Well, we're almost done. Today's lesson is on irregular verbs. Y'all ready? Here we go. All right, guys, irregular verbs, or as I like to call them, rule breaker verbs or rebel verbs because they don't follow the rules. Irregular verbs do not add D or ED to form the past tense and past participles. We're going to look at the example in your rule box on activity page 42. The first sentence is, he drove to the lake. So that's the past tense form. Now, all your life you've been taught to add ED to the end of a verb to make it past tense. But we wouldn't say he drived to the lake. So we say drove. Drive is an irregular verb because to make the past tense, it becomes drove. He drove to the lake. All right, let's look at the other example in your rule box. He has driven to the lake. Here we're talking about using the past participle. And that has is that helping verb. Again, you wouldn't say he has drived to the lake. This is where the verb drive, again, is that rule breaker or that irregular verb. We say has driven. And here's the second rule about irregular verbs. The best way to learn them is to memorize them. If you remember when you were younger and you were learning to spell words, you had words called sight words. That there wasn't really any rhyme or reason to learning how to sound those out. You just had to memorize them. And it's the same thing with irregular verbs. So let's look at some more examples of irregular verbs. And let's start with a biggie. Let's look at the verb see. I see a dog. That's present tense. Let's change it to past tense. Yesterday, I saw a dog. So that's how it's irregular because it's not seed. I seed a dog. That wouldn't be correct, would it? I saw a dog. Now, let's add that helping verb. I have seen a dog. So that would be the past participle. Again, we've talked about this before. I know that our dialect here in the South is a lot of times we say, well, I seen a dog. Okay, but we've got to break that habit because it's not correct. If you're going to say the verb seen, you have to have that helping verb before it. I have seen. He has seen. All right, let's look at another example. Go. I go to the movies. That's the present tense. Right now, I go to the movies. To change it to past tense, you wouldn't say I goed to the movies. No, go is another one of those irregular verbs. Yesterday, what would we say? Went to the movies. Now, what if we added that helping verb before it? I have gone to the movies. All right, let's look at one more. Let's look at the verb throw. Today, I throw a ball. To make it past tense, do I say I throwed a ball? No. Again, dialect in the South, a lot of times you might hear people speak that way, but it's not correct. You wouldn't say I throwed a ball. I threw a ball. Now, what happens if you add that helping verb before it? I have thrown a ball. All right, so here is just a list of verbs that we're going to look at, irregular verbs. So I'm going to say the present tense, and then I'm going to say the past tense, and then the past participle. Okay? Drive, drove, have driven. Take, took, have taken. Swim, swam, have swum. make, made, have made. Write, wrote, have written. Show, showed, have shown. Fly, flew, have flown. So there are just some examples, and here's a little helpful hint for you. I took those exactly from your activity page 42. So if you need help with some of those questions, you can look back at this video to help you out. Okay, there's your quick little lesson on irregular verbs. If you still need help, let me know. I'm here for you. Have a great day.